Stop with your boy Buff Club, baby, back Muggadoes, back into first boy Buff 3122, back on upper ride by level till I down to 1-5, breaking, right? Stash, right? Anyway, today we're gonna do a Hulk Hogan's theme song, the ones and two, boy Buff Club, back on the damn levels.
This is me. U.S. Bank Business Essentials, combination of checking and card and credit.
That's a good this or something. That's a good this or something. That's a review or something. That's a ready, stay, go. This was some. That's a go. This was some. I am a real American, fight for the rights of every man. I am a real American, fight for what's right, fight for your life. When it comes crashing down and it hurts inside,
Test. 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 There we go. Now I'm good. There. Okay, let's jump right into the untold truth about the Charlie Kirk story from End Times Productions. Okay, we gotta watch that later. Mother Mary, Avatar of Sophia. Yeah, that was just my monitor.
I'm using the New King James Version. In the Gospel of John, chapter 5, verse 37, and the Father himself who sent me, this is red letters in my Bible, and the Father himself who sent me has testified of me. You have neither heard his voice at any time nor seen his form. Boy, I'd like to riff on that.
Form.
I really would like to riff on that.
Riff.
But I'm going to continue.
Riff.
But you do not have his word abiding in you, because whom he sent, you do not believe. You search the scriptures, for in them you think you have eternal life, and these are they which testify of me. But you are not willing to come to me, that you may have life. They kept wanting to look in the scriptures to find life. Jesus himself said, I come that you might have life. He come to bring a sword, that's the heterodyning, that allows the phase conjugation or the transformation that allows us to become who we really are, that allows the electricity to come in the ion channels to make somebody real.
This is so fucking weird. I just keep saying this. It's so fucking weird.
Or to make a planet real. If you look at the work of Michael Levin, he's a researcher out of Tufts University who is studying regenerative medicine. And him and his team have discovered that it's the electricity coming through the ion channels of a cell that programs the cell, that allows the cell to know how to behave. So that a frog cell stays a frog.
That's not what it means, Cindy.
So that the webbing of a frog...
By that logic, if you change the electrical signals, the frog will transform into something else? Because that's what you're saying.
Frog's foot, or whatever you call it, stays webbing. It doesn't become an eye.
That's the DNA. That's the DNA, Cindy. Like, I'm pretty sure what he's talking about is if it gets injured, then there'll be, like, little electrical signals that are like, hey, something's disrupted. We gotta fix it.
Eyeball. It's the electricity. It's not the DNA.
It is the DNA.
Is part of the cell. The DNA is the digital part of the cell, but it's the electricity that allows whatever it is to become what it is. The technology.
Then why does CRISPR work, Cindy? Why does gene therapy work?
It wasn't new, not even 2,000 years ago. And we have evidence of that all over the place.
Show it!
The technology was real. So why did CRISPR fail? Why did the Genome Project...
It didn't fail! She keeps saying that CRISPR and the Genome Project failed. They didn't. They're still being developed. What is your logic?
Project failed because they were all going through the DNA stuff, the genome stuff. There's a message that comes from somewhere that tells a cell what to do and how to be.
It's called DNA.
These, the Church of AI. We have these Silicon Valley guys telling us, oh, Christianity's the way. Telling us that they're working on us each having our own personal guardian AI.
It's not Christianity if it's AI, Cindy. Why does she, like, watches things, decides to warp it into something that agrees with her, and then uses it as evidence even though it makes no sense in context?
to help us be more moral. So what if Mary was an avatar? What if Mary was an avatar of Sophia?
What if Mary
What if
had
Sophia,
tail hair sex with God, and that's how the Immaculate Conception happened?
Earth is the actual thing, and then everything and everybody else is avatars. Do you think Neuralink might have been concocted way back then?
No, it didn't.
Do you think that they knew the technology that we could think something into existence existed back then?
I mean, yes, Cindy, I'm sure people thought you could think things into existence back then. That doesn't mean they were right. It's basically the whole concept of magic.
What I want to say in this video is what I think some philosophers and scientists would
Oh, here we go. Christianity cure cancer.
like to say, but can't due to some professional constraints.
Oh, wait, did we watch this already?
I gave up my professional identity a long time ago.
Oh, yeah, I think we've seen part 1 of this. I think I did the thing where I have the exact same rant at Cindy. Like, yeah, we watched the one. That's why I was like, Christopher didn't fail.
You're a little fussy.
Scram, my God, think for the 45 months. Ah!
Now, if I heard John Vervaeke right in his lecture, hopefully you've had a chance to go listen to it yourself, he was talking about relative realization as being a very important aspect of spirituality and religion. Relevance realization is, if I'm hearing him right, is that space between our subjective world where we imagine stuff, our imagination, the subjective world in relation to the objective world of facts.
You are not the person to be going over this, Cindy.
So you could say what I wrote in the Law of the Land Handbook would be the objective world.
See, that's why you shouldn't be going over this. You think your imagination is objective.
World of facts. The relevance realization would be how you relate with that. And there have...
It's objective, but nobody on Earth except for like 5 people believes in it. And everybody else is not humans.
And he didn't talk about... This is me now. He didn't talk about the Law of the Land Handbook. He probably doesn't even know I exist. But the relevance realization in the context that I'm making my videos in would be how can you relate to natural law as a fact of observations of what is?
You can't, because it is so in conflict with reality that's not even something you can do with it.
And you would have to be able to, in your mind, experience yourself in that context. And I think the reason some people may not be able to do that
So you're saying fake it till you make it?
is because there's no relevance for them.
Yeah.
How do you make natural law relevant when somebody has lived with a U.S. Constitution or whatever, however your country operates, and then the federal laws overlaid on that, all of that being overlaid on the Vatican Codex? People don't even realize that.
Because
the
it's not true.
Vatican Codex being overlaid on Scripture, people don't know that either. There's been so many overlays that you might think of as implants that separate, in my view, humanity from the objective facts. So you're not able to live into the objective facts of natural law, what it takes to protect life. Now, in the Bible,
She keeps repeating it protects life, but banning medicine is the opposite of protecting life, Cindy.
when Jesus talks about believe, that word believe is living into. That's being able to picture yourself in there. And it's a whole lot easier to picture yourself in a context that's been handed down from age to age to age to age than it is something brand new like natural law. Yet, in my view, the doctrine of Christianity is so destructive and so criminal that I don't see how humanity can stay healthy and adopt that. If I were to ask most of you, is it okay to violate a 12-year-old? I'm pretty sure that I would have to search high and low a long time before I found anyone who would say yes. And I'm saying that as a therapist who counseled those people. So,
God, that's a horrifying thought that she was the therapist for people who went through sexual abuse when her whole treatment modality is forgiving your abusers. No.
even those people don't think it's okay. So nobody thinks that's okay. Yet you've adopted a worldview, a system of religion where that's okay. Because your Bible says it was an angel.
Yeah, therefore it didn't actually happen, Cindy.
If you read the book of Enoch, the second book of Enoch, that's not in the Bible. But I think it's a chapter 21 or 20 or 21, where Gabriel is pretty well identified as a man. You have to really stretch your imagination to picture some other being that made it okay to just show up, scare the bejeebers out of a child, and then say, guess what? You're going to have my baby or the baby of some being you don't know.
Yeah, I don't think Mary had the child of the Archangel Michael. I think that's a very obvious incorrect statement right there, Cindy. And doesn't the Bible kind of say they're smooth down there? They don't have anything?
There's nothing in our sensibilities that make that okay. So I think our psyche is messed up. We pretend that's okay.
But you said it yourself. Nobody says it's okay. So that's your weird interpretation of it.
And then we know human sacrifice, blood sacrifice is creepy and not okay. We know that cannibalism is not okay. But we have fantasized that our scripture made it okay. And in my opinion, it definitely did not.
Point out one Christian that thinks cannibalism is okay because of Christianity, Cindy.
I don't see Jesus as making that claim at all. In fact, he did.
Yeah, because he didn't.
Did the opposite. Let this, pretend the bread be the body. Let this wine be my blood. Don't make it literal
Yeah. What are you complaining about?
anymore. Stop. That's how I took the Lord's Supper. And the proof of that is later he's in the garden and he's going, whoa, don't make me do this. So it's clear he was not viewing himself as a bodily sacrifice. Yet the Christian tradition
Yeah, but then he changed his mind, Cindy.
is that he did. So we've got all of this history, all this tradition, Christianity is the most prolific religion in the world, even though people aren't going to.
Is it? I think Islam beats it out. What is the most popular religion on Earth? Oh, okay. 2.3 billion.
The church, they're still identifying as Christian. What do we do with that? And it's that lack of integrity that I'm going to say, if you view that lack of integration, that lack of integrity in the light of some of Michael Levin's discoveries, and he doesn't say this, I'm saying this, you could see that as being a cause of cancer. What I see Vervaeke having done is present a potential cure for it.
I think we saw this one already, but it's probably good to catch up because I watched these pretty late at night.
Now, he doesn't lay it out like I did. He lays it out differently.
Because you're
He
making
doesn't
it up.
Specifically in the speech, say Christianity, he says religion. He's being much more general than I am. But I don't think we can keep it as general. He has to keep it general, in my opinion,
Then why are you citing him as a source for it?
because of professional obligations and constraints. But I don't. And some of his colleagues have come out and said Christianity will do it. Now, the only thing I can see that can justify what they're proposing, using AI to steer us back, is if AI will support what I'm saying now. So what I'm going to say in this video is sort of a combination. The whole thing's going to be my take on everything. Take it or leave it. Do your own research.
I'm leaving it. Oh.
Do your own research.
Oh, I think we watched this one already too. Yeah, I think we went through the whole 4-part series about curing cancer. Did we see your conclusion?
Church as
Oh yeah, this is the last one we watched. Okay, so let's watch the next one.
Hey there, everybody. I thought I better just turn this on and start talking.
What is God said, speak to the ones who I isolated, and he has is that a rocket launcher on his wall? Oh, it's a microphone, okay. I thought he had some, like, anti-aircraft missile on his wall or something.
Because if I waited until I had my thoughts organized, I might leave some stuff out. Yesterday, my algorithms fed me
I mean, that's the whole point of organizing your thoughts, so you leave the stuff out that sounds
a
dumb.
video of a clip from Kurt Jaimungal's channel of Michael
Kurt Jaimungal.
11, saying some stuff that I thought, wow, it just distilled Michael Levin's work down so beautifully, and I took some notes, and I'm going to share that with you in a minute. And I'm also going to, for those of you who turn these videos on and don't look at the video, sometimes you miss stuff that I show. So look at the video and I'll show you what the video channel looks like. Once I started distilling the idea of Natural Law Church, I sort of transformed the work I was doing with somebody into, I reframed the work I was doing with somebody as pastoral care.
Oh, we already watched this one too.
Hey there, everybody. I really wanted to wait till the sun came up this morning before I started doing videos because I like doing them outside.
I think we watched this one too. God damn it, where did we leave off?
Okay, in light of my last video, to clarify the whole religio thing, we are bound heart to original essence, original source of life essence, our original essence. We're not bound to the gods. All right, in that, with that in mind, I went ahead and crossed out the word pastoral on my pastoral care training notebook that I'm writing stuff down as I'm training the person I'm training in care.
Who are you training?
Pastoral, that word pastor, again, has religious connotations that I don't care for.
And then, like, in 2 or 3 videos, you're wearing a whole priest outfit.
We're forging a new path in a sense. Although I was really encouraged to find that there is a body of research being done in the area of non-religious chaplains. As businesses, hospitals, organizations are bringing
Aren't they? Isn't that just a therapist?
non-chaplains, they're wanting evidence-based practices. They want best practices to be developed, and the only way they know how to get those is to do research. And so this area is being researched, the caregiving, with regard to police, fire, EMS, hospitals, corporate settings, all kinds of settings. I see particularly a useful setting being law enforcement, because that will, if our caregivers.
Are you gonna make like commissars, Cindy? Priest cops?
Care ministers, and I'm working on a title for that. I'm thinking of like a secular chaplains or something similar to that. I'm not sure. But as we do our caregiving in a context of law enforcement, which I think most law enforcement departments have chaplains, if we present ourselves, and this is the benefit of maintaining terminology related to religion, because
You can really start to tell that this is some weird sort of plan to infiltrate police.
there's no discrimination supposed to be happening religion-wise. There's freedom of religion. And so
Yeah, and they're free to say this lady's crazy. You understand that, Cindy?
our binding is not to the gods of the divine council, which includes Jesus, the Elohim, Yahweh, all of that. Our binding is to our original essence, first source of life essence. So in that sense, we can participate in religio, which would give us the privilege of providing chaplaincy to our law enforcement departments, which would allow us to educate them in natural law.
Yep, that I was right.
As
She's
expressed in
trying
the Court of
to
Religious
brainwash the
Law
cops.
Handbook. Get my drift? Okay. Now, it'll be real helpful if you can remember that this is a process. So, this is going to evolve. And I say that because I realize people watching these videos are of different cognitive development stages, or different understandings of things. So if you need clarifications, put them in the comments so I can make those, because I won't know where y'all are at with this without that kind of feedback. Okay, this is the main video I wanted to make this morning, and the other two were sort of preliminary to this. The Natural Law Church is very unique and very different from all other secular ministries and non-religious ministries, as well as religious ministries and Christian ministries. We're different in a very specific way that I'm going to share with you right now. I made a little diagram that I hope will help you understand it.
It's going to make it more confusing. Her diagrams are the worst.
And I think we need to be participating in the research that's out there, because our kind of religio or our kind of chaplaincy is not going to be included in the research that's being done right now. So that may mean that we'll have to do our own, but that'll be another video. One of the things that there's a thing called clinical pastoral education that chaplains go through in seminary. Now, chaplains who don't go to seminary, I'm not sure what they do, but the training that chaplains usually get has segments focused on self-care. And one of the primary focuses of self-care is your support network, the other people you're connected with, your friends, your families, the people you go to vent.
You don't have those things, Cindy.
Maybe your chaplain or the person who supports your spiritual and emotional development, that kind of stuff. This is going to be iffy to you probably, and unless you can relate with it,
Whoa, Cindy's going to say something that's kind of iffy.
it may not even apply to you. I would say the most ideal natural law church chaplain is someone who, I'm not even going to say it because I know you're not going to understand it without this little diagram. The way I see chaplains as most helpful and useful is when
Human traumatic event.
something happens in your life. People go through a trauma, death of a family member, injury, loss of some kind, something that suddenly changes your life. And the way I think of that, the traumatic event, I think of that as throwing us into the relevance realization space, the as if space, which is how I like Vervaeke's description of spirituality in that way.
Why didn't you finish the diagram, though? Relevance realization, as if spirituality, entity guidance, divine counsel, depleting energy harvesting. So if you go to religion, you're going to get your energy harvested. Interior guidance, self-care. Yeah, but the thing is, trauma rewires your brain, so you kind of need help from someone else to really properly deal with it, Cindy.
The relevance realization space, the as if space, which is how I like Vervaeke's description of spirituality in that way. It forces you to put on a self you're not used to try out different capes, because you can't imagine it. You've never had this illness before, or you've never lost a loved one in that traumatic way before, or you've never experienced whatever, so you don't even know what kind of mind to put on.
Like, this is literally how cults get people. It's like, hey, you've got struggles in your life. Why don't you memorize this weird ideology that I created that is based around serving me instead of yourself? And you can distract yourself from your problems, and then, now you're so indoctrinated and embedded in this idea that you can't escape anymore.
On to deal with the reality now. Because
you're now trauma bonded to this idea.
What you have is your subjective values, your subjective self, and you're having to enter a world you've never been in before and that you don't know how to navigate. And to me, that's where spirituality comes in. That's where you've got to put on an as if. The as if metaphors I like to use is the hero's journey, the call to adventure, the call to transition. The difference is
We get it, Cindy. You took an English class.
you don't have a choice to reject the call. You've been thrust into it. That's where the chaplaincy comes in, as I see it.
Well, Cindy, in real life, you can reject the call to adventure because we're not in a book. It's not like J.R.R. Tolkien would write The Hobbit and like Frodo says no, I don't think I will, and then the end. Wouldn't be a very good book, but in real life, you can just say no.
Now, traditionally, all chaplains
Oh, Bilbo, not Frodo.
go to the space. Entity guidance. They pray. Entity guidance. They go to the divine council, whatever that is. And if you want to know what that refers to, go to Wikipedia, because the Elohim are in there. So Christianity falls under the divine council. What really
Is that really on Wikipedia? Assembly of deities over which a higher level one presides. Okay.
they are, from what I've looked into, are if you're looking at what's it called, cosmic theology or whatever, where all the gods are planets. These are refractions and reflections of the one, of Earth. Now I could go into that. That sounds kind of nuts, I know. But if you want to know more about that, Vibes of Cosmos on YouTube is a good place to start, like their older videos.
I'm not even
To learn
interested,
about
honestly.
that, how that could possibly be. But all the gods really are refractions, reflections of one thing. This is why Sophia, in my view, didn't reject Yaldabaoth. So in that sense, okay, does religio bind us to all those? That's a whole nother question. You know, that's a Truth Phase 5 question, maybe, that we're not going to address right now. Most people can't even go there in their heads right now. But most people, for support, most chaplains, I'm talking about the chaplains now, are going to go to the Divine Council for support. Now, when you go to the Divine Council for support, the Divine Council demands stuff of you. It's an energy harvesting technology. It wants your devotion. It wants your obedience. It wants your energy. So this is,
So do you, Cindy.
in my opinion, why people who go to the Divine Council for support also have to have people support. They end up going to support groups or to church meetings or to something. They've got to have the people stuff. Well, what happens when they go to the people stuff? The people create more Divine Council, egregores. It's a self-feeding cycle. And before you know it, this person who needed you in the beginning isn't getting what they really bargained for when they got you, because you're depleted. This is why so many therapists burn out. This is why so many counselors burn out. This is why so many pastors burn out, in my opinion, because they're going to the Divine Council.
I don't think therapists are going to the Divine Council, Cindy.
To get their, energy.
And usually people pray to God. They don't go like, hey, Divine Council, can you help me out?
So where do natural law chaplains get theirs? Interior. Our guidance is interior, our heart space. And that is never ending. I don't vent with people. I don't have to. You cannot possibly know how fed up, sick, and tired I am of all this. I have just had it up to here. With whom and with what? You religious, whiny babies.
Whiny babies.
And you political whiners.
Whiners.
And criers. And bellyachers. Politics has no place on this earth.
Okay. So you don't vent, Cindy.
The source is overflowing continually all the time. And if we're plugged into the very first source of life essence, our original essence, we don't have to go to these support group people to create egregores that feed the divine counsel, that get us caught in that cycle where then we can be, oh, poor me, woe is me, I give of myself so much, and look at me, the martyr, the martyr archetype. In other words, natural law chaplains have already integrated all those archetypes, all those reflections of the divine counsel, and those divine counsel things, they are archetypes. If we've faced all of ourselves, all of our shadow selves, we've integrated all that already.
Oh God, 17 minutes. Okay, we need a break. We need a quick break. Let's see what Ethan's up to. Actually, no, Russell. God, he's been uploading like crazy. Backbone. Let's open some of the more interesting ones. The Bridge Expo. Oh my God! The Humble Journey. Wow, Operation Toilet Flush. Is this theatrical? Him ranting about Mark Kishon Christopher again. For your walk.
The Russian people, the Chinese people, the Indian people, the Americans, the French, the Irish, all of you have a backbone. The people have to have some courage here. It takes a lot of courage to stand up for the correctness.
CS188.
It takes a lot of courage to say, you know what? I'm not going to participate with that anymore because I don't need anybody to tell me who to hate.
Oh God, look at those faces. Oh God, this kid has the face of like a grandma. So does she. Oh God. So this kid is gonna eat the tree.
I'm going to try to communicate and get along with my fellow mankind. That contracts mean what they say and say what they mean now to bring levels of accountability to the contract and to the people that are forcing the contract are making sure the terms are complied.
Like what AI image generator is he using now? Like this is like, haven't they advanced to the point where they're a little bit better? Like this guy he's using some old one.
the militaries of the world,
Oh god! Look at that neck. Copy that.
as well as the AI systems that are in place that are watching this, corporation-case number RR385460312US, those terms and those meta tags and metadatas within the AI system, as this is heard through YouTube, I'm authorizing the Parka program to be manifested for my now space.
Oh, makes perfect sense.
Yep, that's
Oh, should we watch the CS-188 right now? Oh, this is just him doing a live stream. Okay.
R period, tilde 385, tilde 460, tilde 312, U period, S period. Martial law hearing with the publication of a global bounty corporation that is in file with the Secretary of the Navy's office through a postmaster claimant, Mark-Daniel Seeger. How you doing today, Mark?
Doing good, man. Doing really good.
Mark, on 4/21/2003, you filed your bounty corporation, which is you were a bounty hunter, catching people that were skipping bail for bail bonds and stuff across the United States, registered in all 50 states.
Yes, sir.
And
That in other countries.
that in other countries, you're registered as an international bounty corporation to chase people, and you've chased people in other countries. Is that not true?
Island. Went to other islands, yeah.
You went to other islands and chased them in islands. Oh,
Other islands.
okay.
Yep.
Okay, out of the continental
Oh, we got. So he's calling like other continent islands.
United States.
Yes.
Okay. So your bounty corporation is on file with the Secretary of the Navy's office through corporation number R period 540-479-963 US.
Yes.
And it was on
Correct.
And it was on file by you on 4/21/2003.
What is this guy's name? Because I want to look into this now. Okay, so 142.
Mark-Daniel Seeger.
Mark what Seeger? Mark Daniel Seeger. Cause look at that, sexual assault child, Unless he picked that person up, so. Okay. Not him. A little weird that a bail bondsman doesn't have any information online,
So you got to.
especially an international bail bondsman. Which is weird. An international bail bondsman?
3.
That's correct.
Okay.
Yeah.
Mark, the Bounty Corporation has authorization to carry armament, carry tools for people to chase people in case you need to secure somebody and hold somebody down, as well as
Oh, come
simultaneously.
on. Come on.
Island. Went to other islands, yeah.
You went to other islands and chased them in islands. Period. And it was 2003.
That's correct.
Okay.
Yeah.
Mark, the Bounty Corporation has authorization to carry armament, carry tools for people to chase people in case you need to secure somebody and hold somebody down, as well as simultaneously firearms to safeguard you, and that's registered through your Bounty Corporation?
Yes,
Okay. Okay.
that is correct.
Okay. Okay, Mark, thank you. You've been very helpful in this publication on this hearing. I needed to clarify some things for the court-position, for the martial-law, and for the stabilization-force. That we do have a bounty corporation on play for the martial law registered through the Secretary of the Navy's office, which authorizes bounty hunters to join the corporation to safeguard the claim of the life citizens.
Is he just a claim of the life bounty hunter? I think he's just a play pretend bounty hunter.
For bounty, if bounty,
Nice.
if bounty
Yes.
was, if bounty was to be posted.
Yep.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
All right. Thank you. There'll be no further questions and statements on this matter.
Yeah, I'm going back into the public sector again to speak. Last time I was with the attack and where they turned off my microphone and engaged a bash on me and wanted to fight, and quite wild. This time we're going to have more postmasters there and more of a neutral platform and where we're going. Rion, our host, is a real cool guy. You know, he's about holding space and sovereignty from a galactic
Oh god, the
position.
Team
It's a
Light
little
guys are
different
nuts.
for sure, but he still hits the corporate world. So it's pretty fascinating. We're going to have all kinds of people, and you know, we got to value their truth and their journey, man. It's going to be great to sit back and listen very neutrally and from other teachers, and very excited to go through that. Be there for the weekend. I am.
Well, let's see who these people are. Let's see if I know any of them. Rion DeRuin, Galactic Emissary, David Palmer, Astrology High Vibe TV, Reverend Dr. Sandra Moon, Compassion Creator, Dr. Samuel B. Lee, MD, Neuroscience, Masati, Frequency Medicine, Shauna Eva, Heart On Radio, Russell J. Gould, Quantum Grammar, Bill Homan, Mitchell Hedges Skull. What is the Mitchell Hedges skull? Is it like a fake artifact or something? Mitchell Hedges was known for his connection to the Mitchell Hedges crystal skull.
Among other findings, Mitchell Hedges' claim to fame was his discovery of a crystal skull. He claimed to have found it with his daughter Anna at the Maya ruin of Lubanton while on an expedition to British Honduras present-day Belize in the 1920s. However, he made no record of the skull until the late 1940s after a crystal skull was auctioned off by Sidney Burney, Sotheby's in October 1943. Moreover, in December 1943 FA. Mitchell Hedges disclosed in a letter to his brother that he had recently acquired the skull in an auction from Bernie, paying £400. Two controversies continued when identical measurements were found between Sotheby's skull and Mitchell Hedges' skull, leaving the authenticity of this artifact questionable at best.
So it's a counterfeit crystal
Mitchell
skull.
Hedges' crystal skull was retained in the possession of his adopted daughter until her death on 11 April 2007. Prior to her death, the skull was only shown to the public periodically, making it hard for the skull to be accessed and tested for authenticity. 2. Since Anna's death, the skull has been examined thoroughly, and despite many previous claims, the skull has been dated as post-Columbus era. Based on microscopic evidence, the skull's tool markings are a result of modern equipment and not of tools found in ancient Maya sites. 2.
That's what I thought. 2! Yes, sir! Ancient wisdom. I'm not liking the people with the weird names. John Charles Moyen, Secret Space Program contactee. Robert Phoenix, Astro-Mysticism. Tone Millard, Native Wisdom.
And very excited to go through that. Be there for the weekend. I am anyway, and speaking, I guess, on the last day is when they have me scheduled to speak. So it'll be a very different talk, for sure.
He's becoming an old
don't get a
man
chance
very
to do much
quickly.
public speaking, but this one will be a good one. You can count on it. I will under-promise and over-deliver for the people. The conversation will be very different.
Got any more of those
Looking at
JPEGs?
captivity of the thought.
Any pixels?
So what that means from a monotheist and polytheist positions, and how it translates to the performance in the quantum tangible 3D paradigm, with the celestial space being a witness and manipulating things outside. It's going to be a very different conversation. So yeah, come to Dallas. Be fun for sure. So when I first started out on this journey, it was very humble, and it still is. And it's one where I was basically trying to figure out how to be sovereign, and there's many levels of sovereignty, as you guys know. But yeah, 1 foot on the sea and 1 foot on the land is definitely the foundation, which sets up the buoy systems for the claimants to enter the quantum thinking and the quantum grammar meritocracy that I set up on a global macroeconomic function. And of course, when we get you guys' Earth-space banking positioned around, then I'll open up the theaters for the galactic postal corporations that they have the copyrights for in 2007 as well. 2009, I wrote big platforms for, we're going to be moving out of the Earth-space banking. Your Earth-space banking will still be in function for you, but then you're going to move to different tier systems. But I don't really want to get into that right now with Fate and Destiny, but yeah, very, very fascinating, very, very fun stuff coming to the Quantum Theater. I'm just very thankful. You know, Rachel and Jeremy and Sol, they did such a great job at the workshop. The claimants that came, I was very honored, and they got to learn a different side of my style of syntaxing using patterns, and definitely a lot of fun. Thank you guys for your attendance. It was awesome. And I'm still just on a high vibe of the love of that.
Thank you for your
and
attendance.
really finding myself in a real positive position where things that don't line up with what I'm doing, I just simply let them go. And by doing so, the laws of attraction and the galactic fields out here are just tremendous, and positive things are popping up all over in my matrix. So it's really, really cool right now.
Wow. Talk about a residual of habitual public safety hazard, putting people in harm's way, even from the dead. Where you have this liar, this habitual public safety hazard, my ex-business partner, David Win Miller, spinning
Oh my god, dude, let it go.
off people where people are getting in trouble, wrong leading people down venues to get people in trouble and harvesting people's things stolen. And he spins off this guy from Britain, a guy that's never been in a courtroom, a guy that takes for granted, thinks he has the copyrights of my flag, the one that I fought for. You have any clue what you're doing? The answer is no. You have the residual of David Win Miller coming up from the dead,
Like, Russell is so pissed because the one major red flag about Russell is the whole fraud on mortgages thing, and he's doing this to pin it all on David because he can't defend himself anymore.
Like in his last plights on the planet, his last 3 years, after he's done all this carnage and all this damage and surrendered his flag and
You stole his ideas, man!
caused people to go to jail, he spins this guy up out of Britain, who, number one, does not have the copyrights on my flag, number two, does not have the credentialing as a federal postal judge, number three, is not even in the federal postal court because it was closed in 2014, and gets spun up and wrong leads the general public, wrong leads people, and puts people in harm's way? Are you kidding me? This is Operation Toilet Flush!
Now, if the courts do gain subject matter jurisdiction, of course, the theatrics will change, because then they'll be very relaxed, and they'll have a different style and tone in their voices about how they're conducting themselves, and it'll be a normal thing. So they go through their normal routines, attorney routines, and they're all through what they call the Bar Association, the British Accredited Regency, and they're all part of the club.
Oh god, look at that guy's eyes.
Under Heat Court, not jury, and it's a big club, like a memberships only club. And the only problem is we the people are not members in that club.
Oh god, he needs to go to a doctor.
And they screw the people over everywhere, and so it's a lot of play acting, and they get really good at it. And the more theatrical some of these guys get, the more. For me, it was great laughter. The marshals, the U.S. marshals, or the sheriffs, wherever I was at, they'd be cracking up too. We'd get out of the courtroom, and they'd be like, they're full of shit. I'm like, oh yeah.
I love how, like, in his conception of, like, how the world works, everyone's like, isn't it fun being a fake cop and a fake judge and all this? Like, none of this is real, man. We all know it. It's like, no, that's not a thing that's... No. They all secretly know it's all fake.
Yeah, these people are definitely full of shit. And so it was I made a lot of friends. Of course, I have a lot of enemies too. You can't win them all. But I stayed on point with correctness, and I could say since about 1998, it's just been one big play acting situation based upon the timelines, and subject matter in whatever situation I was in did not matter, because I never gave up subject matter jurisdiction over myself, and never gave them jurisdiction over me, or with me, I should say, not over me, because over is out of the quantum of the now space.
You're not the residual of David Colin Miller because he surrendered. He was a coward. He did not have the testicular fortitude nor the knowledge of what it takes to be the man. And the federal government knows this. That's why I gave David Colin Miller the knowledge on how to order the courts open. And that's when he did it in Honolulu, Hawaii. And the World Court judges in November of 2001 that were on the phone with me and David out of The Hague, Netherlands, know who the man is. The man that educated David Colin Miller on how to be a judge, and showed him how to open
You are such a liar.
up the federal postal court, and how to be a player in the world. You're talking to the guy himself. And now the residual turd of David Colin Miller. He's so sophisticated, and he's a judge, and he's going to tell you he's created the quantum system. And he has the nerve to tell the general public and say that he's accountable for his action? You did not create the quantum system, charlatan, liar. What you've done is you are the spun up turd of something that's being flushed down the toilet.
For the cleanse.
And you got to communicate with yourself, and you got to balance yourself. And I know that there's a lot of BS happening to the general public that keeps us off balance from our water, the food, and all the intake outtake as well as the unfortunate vaccines and the things, the geoengineering there, the genocide that is taking place against mankind. It's very hard to watch. I do believe that mankind can overcome this, but I do believe that there's going to be some of those who will stay slaves. Then there'll be a lot of cognitive dissonance between people's ability to work and have work ethic, because they'll be relying so much on the artificial scam or the artificial intelligence that is being thrust upon the people now, and the digital system, which will undermine the
For somebody that doesn't like AI, you sure are using a lot of it.
ability to create logic by the people, where the algorithms of the AI are off-world, who play in worlds and think in worlds that we, the people, don't even know of, which then they use those worlds to control our lives through these AI systems. So hopefully the people smart enough and come into the quantum system and program their own AI realities in their space, their now space. And we're teaching that. I know that there's been a lot of bad actors out there that have acted like me overseas. But you can't fake correctness.
He won't let it go.
And you can't fake the truth. Unfortunately, a lot of these bad actors are wrong leading the general public. So hopefully by coming over there and giving them a correct story of the background of what's been done in the postal.
You're just trying to poach his followers.
And you got to remember, a lot of these bad actors didn't come aboard, learn about the quantum system till after 2014, 2015. And so they're very new, very naive, and they're being gaslit by corporations that I've already taken out long before any of you had ever heard of quantum grammar, back in the early 2000s when I built the quantum banking system in the crypto-currency platforms. So in 2001.
So you have a situation where you have a chameleon that is changing its perspectives or changing its behavioral social engineering at a rapid pace to keep us all off balance, whereas when you take the time to write for yourself, you can now be the judge yourself in the now space.
Is that a nipple on... Oh god, that face!
Using the quantum grammar to achieve your goals. This will give you peace in who you are as a person, because you're not draining yourself emotionally, because you know what you want emotionally and spiritually for your life. It's not for me to decide what anybody thinks spiritually or what anybody does
Oh, look at those hands. Look at those hands.
emotionally, because everybody has their own emotional needs and their own...
Wait, that one has like two wrists converging into one hand. How many fingers? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 2 thumbs. Everybody's got 2 thumbs.
or what anybody does emotionally, because everybody has their own emotional needs and their own emotional conditions that we must come through. And yes, that does change form based upon location and how you're thriving, and I do comprehend that. But we want to stay away from the chameleon system. And the chameleon system is just there to ensnare our mind. The fiction would call it enrapture. We would call it rapturing or carrying off our minds into a different direction of someone else's vision. Whereas the quantum grammar gives us the chance to look at ourselves, to crack the harness of time and space, to see the flaws for what they are in our lives now, and to adjust and make the necessary fixes so that we can show that we are manifesting whatever positivity we're trying to accomplish in our contracts or whatever we're determining to do with our lives. Because you have to determine your own life. I don't tell people what to think. I don't tell people who to love. I don't tell people anything about their spiritual walk. I'm just saying that for my journey, my spiritual walk is private within me.
remember, because there are no militaries, there are no governments, everything is done under privateering. And there's privateering contracts that are being engaged with, and that's why you see the military-industrial complex so controlled by the senior executive council and the senior upper echelon of the retired admirals and generals of the militaries of the world, because they work directly with the military-industrial complex to keep the mindless, foolish wars going.
The mindless what wars?
Also the militaries of the world, because they work directly with the military-industrial complex to keep the mindless, foolish wars going.
Okay, foolish wars. Okay.
They are literally trying to live out faith ideologies. When you look at all theater for syntax, the style of writing for grammar on planet Earth, there's not one legal sentence. There's not one legal fact to establish conditions of...
In Ohio, the week, Seorkajurg, Ilat, Enolti, Watim, you, Triat, Tna, Excat, Jolgit, Somathanite, to Tapadi, de Rami, Konoyuk, Empreta, Egating.
State of war, hatred, division amongst people globally, galactically. And when you look at the concepts of the quantum grammar system, we actually put a solution on the table to challenge the concept of thinking. And if you came to the Syntax Safari, you saw when I broke apart the Hyde laws, the King James Bible, and the Quran, you got a first-hand look on how to take the violence and make it a neutral, peaceful condition for planet Earth, and still give concepts for people to have their own conclusions about who God is to them, who their faith leader is to them. But putting things in a way that take the division and hatred and this concept of there must be bloodshed out of the concept of people's faiths. So I challenge all theologians, edicts, or whoever you claim to be, pushing your religious faith concepts against planet Earth to wage your war and your casting of your spells. I challenge all of you to sit down and look at the mathematical positioning of the syntax on your sentence structures to create different groups of people to hate people, and take a look at them in a quantum way to allow people to get along, to not hate, and still have abundance for everything that they so choose to with their faith concepts.
Oh, thank you, Russell.
Hey there, everybody. Okay, yesterday I showed you, if you haven't watched my prior videos, you got to do that in order to place my next video in context. Yesterday I showed you a little picture I drew of how a natural law chaplain is different. And a natural law chaplain really is different from all the other chaplains out there. I showed you how the person you're working with, the human, has an event, a traumatic event that throws them into crisis. It can be anything. They can be a victim of crime, or come up with an illness that threatens their life or that threatens to disable them, or they could lose a family member or have something happen to a child, anything like that. Throws them into a traumatic situation where they are suddenly on what I call the hero's journey, or the call to adventure. That's how I conceptualize it. The difference between the call to adventure in a traumatic situation is you don't get the opportunity to reject the call. It comes, and you're there, and now you have to cope. In prior videos, we talked about how when the person is in this situation, they have to try out different ways of managing this according to their value system. Their subjective experience exposes them to ideas that they have that may or may not match the external reality in which they find themselves. And that's the space they have to navigate. And that's the space that a natural law chaplain accompanies the person through. This is kind of a dangerous place because they become vulnerable to all kinds of entity influence.
Oh God. When I was in the bathroom, something popped in my head, and now I'm getting that impending doom feeling. And it was so why am I like this?
And unless they're in full management of their vessel and their mind, soul, mind, body, everything, they may be subject to what most people are subject to, and that is the entities or the divine council. I'm not going to go into the divine council. I'm lumping everybody in there. The divine council are the principalities and powers that run the nations and stuff, the politics, but they have minions, they have archons and all kinds of beings. They're called demons in the Bible. I don't really like that term, but that's what they're called. I like to call these patterns archetypes. And for the hero's journey, that's the language we're going to use. So here's the human been thrust onto the hero's journey. Here's the chaplain. You notice I put a little heart there.
Yeah, trauma doesn't really throw you into a hero's journey. It makes you go into the bathroom and have intrusive thoughts that make you feel as sense of impending doom for no reason, Cindy.
Because the natural law chaplain stays right there and supports this person as they go launching off. I know this is backwards, so my finger. As they go launching off to pray. You ever notice on social media how whenever there's an accident or something, people make comments to find out what happens, and then when people are satisfied, okay, this is what happened, then suddenly the praying hands, the praying hands, the praying hands.
She hates that emoji. I'm like, yes, Cindy, I get it, it's annoying, but it's not where, like, specifically the emoji annoys her.
Praying hand, praying hand, praying hand, praying hand. And you've seen me criticize that quite a bit. Okay, but that's what people do. They go straight to the divine council, whether that's politics, which is what the divine council is, or what.
So posting the pray emoji is going to the divine council.
Whether that's prayer to the entities, they typically go there. Now, most chaplains will go there with them. Most chaplains will pray with them to the entities. And what happens is the same thing that happens to the person happens to the chaplain. The chaplain kind of has to refill themselves, and they learn in clinical pastoral education that you got to take self-care, and that means you have to have a support network, and that means you have to go to have people to vent to, and have a church to, commiserate with, church people and all that. Well, what happens when you do that is you create more egregors and you create more entities.
Cindy keeps saying, like, cycle. It's pronounced egregor, and then every time, unless she's saying how it's actually pronounced, she pronounces it incorrectly in a different way. Egregors.
And as I shared with you the last video, this is why so many chaplains and therapists and helping type people burn out. Because the entities require something of you. The entities want your devotion. The entities want your money. The entities want your attention.
Is that why you quit being a therapist, Cindy? Because you were calling on entities or something? Because that's not how therapy typically goes.
Always glomming on they want something. It's very, very, very
gloms you. Oh.
The space. And most chaplains are in that space.
Notices your divine counsel. Oh, whoa, what's this?
And they're of minimal help to the person on the hero's journey. The natural law chaplain knows this. The natural law chaplain has been there probably and integrated all of these entities and transmuted them, has management of them. In other words, has faced their shadow archetypes, has been around the archetypal cycle and has integrated all of them and has complete management of their vessel, and they're impervious to burnout. They're not going to burn out because they have the real. They are connected to the very first source of life essence, which is a never-ending flow of life.
And according to you, you are source, so they're connected to you. If you haven't completely forgotten you said that.
Currency is life flowing freely. They're plugged into that, and they're not going to burn out ever, and they don't need to commiserate with a bunch of people.
Is that what you're saying you're like? Because you have gone completely insane by being alone for so long, Cindy.
When they get together with their fellow chaplains, they're not telling war stories and woe is me and admire me for my suffering. I'm on the cross with Christ. They don't do that. They have fun. They do fun stuff. They do really fun stuff.
She really should not have been a therapist.
Okay, so that's the difference between a natural law chaplain and a regular chaplain. Having laid that foundation, here's how it works. And I hope this video isn't too long, but here's how it works.
It is too long. This is the longest video you've ever made, Cindy.
Michael Levin has actually provided scientific proof of how this works. Now, if you've ever, if you've read Paul Wallace's book here, toward the end, he gives an example. This is a beautifully crafted work, I think. Escaping from Eden. He gives an example of a guy who got a head injury, and during his recovery period, he could speak Mandarin, but not English. Finally, he could write English, but he couldn't speak it. And then after he recovered, that changed.
Is that even a real story? Okay, so we already knew Chinese.
That's not a lot of, there's a lot of examples like that, especially people with dissociative identity disorder who, when they switch, can speak other languages, have other talents. They're an artist,
Not unless they already learned it, Cindy. No. It's still you, it's just fragmented you.
One persona is an artist, and a different persona might be a carpenter, and have those skills, different skills with different personas. This is what has caused scientists to look into the mind-body problem so intently. They see there's something there, and it's been driving them crazy. I did my an undergraduate thesis on the mind-body problem. So how do we explain that? Well, Michael Levin has explained it beautifully in a video entitled Unconventional Embodiments of Consciousness, a Diverse Intelligence Research Program. I think watching that would be helpful. What he shows is that by manipulating the bioelectricity of one single cell, they can provide a different memory for an organism. You've seen the Kirlian photography images, how if you break a leaf in half, the image of the whole leaf is
Rational Kirlian photography.
Kirlian photography has little merit besides being a nice way to illustrate coronal discharge and making pretty cool pictures. Of course, that doesn't stop people trying to find unscientific merit. Kirlian himself suggested that the images can be compared to an aura, and many New Agers seem to have run with this suggestion very literally. 1. Kirlian photography has been used as evidence of the existence of a biofield. Kirlian himself had noted several changes in what he was photographing depending on conditions around him, and came up with various ideas such as bioplasma that would link the results of his photographic technique with mood, emotions, and physical state. 2. David Bowie also noted changes specifically before and after taking cocaine. 3. Since then, it has been associated with energy flows, meridians, and alternative medicine treatments, 4. Usually as a way of measuring stress or evaluating people who claim various paranormal properties, therapeutic touch, etc. 5. Changes in skin moisture and contact pressure are in fact the variables responsible for changes in the coronas, and Kirlian photography is therefore not a reliable measurement of health. 6.
Is still there, and they've done that with people who have had amputations. The bioelectric memory body is still there, even though the limb is gone. And so Michael Evans' research has shown how if you inject one cell with a new memory, then that one cell is capable of holding 2 memories at the same time. The thing is that the organism, the physical biological organism, won't manifest that second memory until there's an injury. When there's an injury, then it can integrate that second memory, and then that duplicates over and over. It's just a...
You know, the weird thing with that study is they use planaria, which can regrow their body parts. That if there's the bio-memory of a severed hand in a human, Cindy, then why can't we just regrow arms then?
Fascinating study. I encourage you to watch the video. What that means is that they don't have to manipulate the DNA or the genome. All they have to do is put another signal into the bioelectric memory of the organism. So that brings us to what is happening here in the chaplaincy situation. We have a whole lot of words.
I forgot my water.
In the beginning was the Word, and the Word was God, and the Word was with God. Language. There's another study that shows that language can have the very same impact as a drug. That it's largely placebo. That's what the scientists are telling us. And so language can also be sort of a rewrite of your electrical signals. But usually you don't, even though you may have the option now of manifesting a whole different kind of organism, we don't do that until there's an injury. Such as the guy in Paul Wallace's book. He had a head injury, and now all of a sudden he's speaking Mandarin. Well, that's all good and fine. How did that happen? Paul Wallace's book lays out a thesis that I think if I laid it out on this video, the video might get taken down. So I don't know. I'd have to be careful. I'm not going to try.
Why?
Just say read his book. But let me put it this way. I can say this. Ezekiel's wheel. In 1972, I think it was, a NASA scientist, a NASA engineer, reconstructed Ezekiel's wheel. And there's a patent for it. And there's a book about it. And what he says is that we haven't progressed enough in our technology to know how that thing worked. What makes it work? Ezekiel provided a very workable...
National Wiki. Is it spelled like the German way?
It's not.
Joseph Umrich.
NASA engineer Joseph F. Blumrich III talked about it in his book The Spaceships of Ezekiel. Blumrich says he was inspired by Erich von Däniken, who else. Blumrich has patented an omnidirectional wheel fork which he claims was based on the description in the book of Ezekiel. However, it has been shown that Blumrich based his theory on 2 mistranslations in a single German language Bible. 5. Blumrich says he had designed a landing strut with a straight leg and a round pad, so obviously Ezekiel was describing a similar landing strut. But neither the original Hebrew nor the translations say the feet were round. It says the feet were like the foot of a calf. 6. Also, the Hebrew says Ezekiel saw a vision, not vehicular structure. 7. There are other problems too. Blumrich claims that the spirit means the spaceship, which Blumrich says was about 29 meters 95 feet from rotor tip to rotor tip. 8. But Ezekiel says, Ezekiel 2:1-2, and he said unto me, Son of man, stand upon thy feet, and I will speak unto thee. And the Spirit entered into me when he spake unto me and set me upon my
Like
feet.
a body
and I heard
my
him that
own
spake unto me.
size.
Ezekiel also says, Ezekiel 3:24. Then the Spirit entered into me, set me upon my feet, and spake with me, and said unto me, Go, shut thyself within thine house.
Whole design, they just don't have the stuff to make it work, he says. But there's a patent for it.
Yeah, there's a patent for a snake leash too, but that doesn't mean anyone's walking their snakes.
So that makes at least the book of Ezekiel a little more real, doesn't it?
No, it doesn't.
Who are we dealing with in the book of Ezekiel? We are dealing with these guys, the divine council. All these guys are not fake, they're real. They're in a different realm than we are. They're very often not embodied. Ezekiel got to see them. How? I don't know. Sometimes they take on a body. And of course, in his description, they look. Ezekiel's wheel was operated by a man, a human. There's all kinds of speculation about what that is and what that means, but I take it really seriously. I take it that there's been an adjustment made to our physical form.
What?
And if we want another adjustment made to our physical form, we have to embody that. And it's probably not going to come without the call.
What adjustment, Cindy? What what are we gonna adjust?
And I got news for you. The call has already come to America. It's here. So this chaplain has to be able to help this person, has to be able to model for this person navigating and coming to life, finally. Navigating reality, navigating the entities, navigating the space in a way
Well, let's go.
that the person, that the adventurer can understand, whatever form that takes, whatever that looks like, whether you like it or not. The chaplain has been around that many times, probably, and doesn't push, doesn't try to teach, just exemplifies. And the chaplain sometimes...
Yeah, like, oh my god, the fedora! Got your safety vest and your fedora. Or is that the teaching hat? Is she still doing the teaching hat thing? Milady? Oh my god, okay, I need to screenshot this. Cindy? Okay, I'll make that into an emote later.
Wears a black hat. Or sometimes wears a cowboy hat.
Oh my god!
Or, like me, I usually don't wear a hat unless I'm having a bad hair day, which usually happens in the winter. In which case...
Oh my god! She's such a cringe lord.
all things to all people. Jesus ate with sinners. Now here's the thing.
Jesus ate with sinners, but you reject anyone who doesn't immediately intuitively believe your shit already.
We can go by technology. And there are some people who are going to have to do that probably. Probably a lot of people are going to have to go by technology. Where's my Law of the Land handbook? I don't have it. Some people are going to need the words in the Law of the Land handbook because they're not heart-centered enough to understand how to protect life. They're not intuitively going to protect life. So they need the book. They need the words, or they need...
Well, I'd say most people intuitively protect life. Otherwise, why would people pull people out of burning cars, or like, you know, call 911 when somebody gets hurt, or you know, be firefighters or EMTs or doctors? You know, I think the reason we've survived this long is because humans instinctually protect life, Cindy.
Need somebody to tell them the words.
And not just human life, like animals.
The chaplain is just there to support. The chaplain's not teaching. Once you launch into giving advice or teaching, you're no longer in the chaplain role. You're
What?
a teacher. You start instructing, do this, do that.
Then what do you do?
You're a dietitian, or you're a doctor, or you're a nurse, or whatever. You're not a chaplain anymore. The chaplain accompanies the person. The chaplain knows how to do reflective listening. Reflects back what the person says so the person can come.
But wouldn't giving advice about the stuff be teaching, so then they're no longer a chaplain? So you just sit there and you listen.
On this adventure of discovery without interference. But the chaplain does model life, protecting life. That's what the chaplain does. And that's what the adventurer sees. We've got to make sure that this adventure, they not only integrate their archetypes, but they finally come to understand this.
You have not even tried to explain what that is, though.
It may not work out that way.
Oh, here we go. The mood lighting.
Hey there, everybody. All right, somebody asked in comments if I would explain the big computer, what I mean by that. And I believe it was that same person that also asked me to explain the Divine Council. So I'm going to try to kind of combine them in this video. It may not work out that way. Here's the thing. When you have oral tradition, you get to craft your story or the story to whoever you're talking to. And then it flows, because then
I think we'll do some Gina after this one.
the next time you tell it, it'll be a little different, because your audience is going to be different. Different ages, different mindsets. When you're on a video like this, you have to kind of be broad. So what I wanted to do, it has taken me a couple days to formulate how I wanted to say this stuff, because to me, it's important to say it in a way that a 5-year-old could understand, or maybe an 11-year-old. I don't want to use big words. I don't want to use theological terms. I want to say it in a way that a child...
Cindy, I don't even think you understand what you're saying.
Could get it. I know I've gotten messages from some of y'all saying your kids are watching with you. So that's important to me. Okay, the Natural Law Church. I don't know if this lighting is... I've got the red light back here for color because everything looked kind of stark, but the collar is you're gonna see the reason for that. Yeah, it's a little uncomfortable, but it's gonna come into play here in a minute. The Natural Law Church consists of everybody who's not in opposition, everybody who wants to be a part of it, who's not in opposition to the Court of Ages Law of the Land Handbook, natural law, the law of the land. Those who are in alignment with it unequivocally are ministers, and you've all been declared ministers who align with it, period. The natural law chaplains are a particular kind of minister that I've talked about in previous videos. That's just to clarify. There's an explanation in the description of the Natural Law Church that you can read. Throughout history, we've had different versions of the creation story and the meaning of life and the meaning of humankind, and it's kind of come in either this book, the Bible, or this book, the Gnostic Gospels, or the Mahabharata, or the all these different kinds of books. And I got news for you. I got my first Bible, King James, not child version, adult version King James Bible when I was 4. And I couldn't read it. But as soon as I could read, I was reading it. I was looking at the words and everything. And that sort of put a template in my mind that has changed over the years. So I think going back to an oral tradition might be a really cool thing. But anyway, I'm not against literature, don't get me wrong. I just think, especially when it comes to children, talking is a good thing. Okay. The way I conceptualize how everything came to be was there was nothing and then there was something. And that's called chaos, or in the Bible, but it's just blah, blah, blah.
Blah, blah,
Well,
blah.
the movement of nothing creates a sound, and that sound created something. So you had a nothing and a something, and we could call it Peter and Ben. Peter just, have you ever just been uncomfortable and you couldn't say anything and your tummy hurt or whatever and you just went, well, that's what was happening over here, and that produced something. So we had...
So like this? Damn it, why is this so hard to find?
Isn't and is, like a 0 and a 1, like your computer. And that's this. There's the nothing and then the something, the 0 and the 1. So we had nothing, something, the 0 and 1. And as you know, you combine zeros and ones and wow, you got code.
Wow.
And that's the big computer. What happened over time was Betty was like, wow, this is really cool. And Betty started conceptualizing, thinking things like mom, mommy, and daddy. And
This is the weirdest explanation for where the universe came from that I've ever heard. Betty and Pete. Who are Betty and Peter? You never explained that.
is and isn't in people and forever. Concepts like that. Forever and ever and ever. And
Poop
wanted
back
to
and
produce
forward.
that stuff. And so you had a blending together of isn't and is, and they kind of moved like this to create a little hole in the middle. I don't know if you can see me.
What are you
See that
doing?
little hole? Not like this, but like this.
What?
Where Peter and Betty were still Peter and Betty, but they overlapped like this.
What?
See that little hole? Boom.
Wait, how do I forgot how to do that. How do I do the hand vagina? I forgot. It was. It was like this.
That little hole, out of that little hole came what we call light, which is information. The ones and zeros started combining to become stuff. And pretty soon you had...
And I...
See this flashlight? You had the light. And that now...
What are you doing?
When you have nothing, there isn't a boundary. But isness started creating a boundary, which you could think of as the atmosphere of Earth, which is multi-layered. But then when you've got the light, something, you see my hand? I don't have a glass bowl, or I would shine this under a glass bowl so you could see it, but the light reflects down. And that caused more isness and isn'tness, and more is and isn't, and
Where did you come up with this shit?
more is and isn't. And pretty soon, you had the universe.
Sure he does. Think we're
and
the
you had
6
the sun
months.
and the moon and the earth. That's how I describe the big computer. I guess I better save the archetypes for another video.
Thank you. Okay, time for some Gina. She's getting really offended at the reception she's getting on Facebook. But let's see. Get done what you can. Is this going to be the world is ending, do your chores again?
Get done what you can. Get done what you can, truly. It's been a long day doing yard work around here. I just came in. I'm still in my outdoor clothes. No.
I always wonder what happened to the porta potty she brought home. I bet she was forced to get rid of it.
The 23rd.
God, that was such a gross video. Like, it spilled over and it still had shit in it and she kept touching it.
The 23rd is on Tuesday. It's supposed to rain all day on Tuesday. That's really strange.
No, it's not. It's weather.
Calendar. Let's look at it. We can do it. Today's the 19th. The 21st is a new moon. It's supposed to be International Day of Peace, but it's a partial solar eclipse. Then on the 22nd, fall begins in Rosh Hashanah.
You pronounced it right the first time, Gina.
Begins at sundown.
Or did she?
And then this, I think
Rosh
on this
Hashanah.
date right there, is when they're going to be doing a big memorial, I think, for Charlie Kirk. I'm thinking somebody might try something. I really am thinking that with the significance of the new moon. It's supposed to be International Day of Peace.
Like the significance of the new moon, something that happens all the time?
And it's very volatile, extremely volatile. I don't know if you can sense it. Can you feel the volatility in the air? You probably can. I still, I've been trying to get as much done as I possibly can throughout the months since we felt the darkness coming. Oh, it's coming.
I don't believe anything like that.
And it's here. Hey there, Rita, honey. It definitely...
I think you just have an anxiety disorder, Gina. I think that's what this whole thing is.
Is here.
You went into the bathroom and you thought of something and now you feel like a sense of impending doom, except it never went away.
It's like there's not enough time in a day to get done what you may need to get done. That's what it feels like. But you've got to push yourself and get done whatever you can get done. And it's hard when you got other things going on in your life. It truly is, but...
And what Gina does is she chops firewood to the point where she has so much firewood that she had to build a shed for it. She just makes work for herself and then panics because she's not finishing it.
The worldwide stage, it's like a big stage. A lot of things are playing out. And seems like something else is getting ready to come onto the stage. Another scene is going to get ready to take place, is what it really feels like that.
Yes, things are going to continue happening.
If you can, keep the peace on the inside of you. Do your best to keep the peace on the inside of you. And even though you may see headlines and stuff like that, and we know a lot of bots are out there. There's a lot of steering of the pots in both areas, in both...
Oh, so the trolls are actually bots.
Both directions. But you got to use some discernment at this point. You really, really do. You're welcome, Donna. You're getting your ducks in a row. It does make sense. There isn't enough time, but you can get done something. You truly can. And then the 3-Eye Atlas is coming, and it seems like the information is changing rapidly. If it truly is an interstellar visitor, if it truly is a spacecraft, like the 2-Eye Borisov and the 1-Eye, which is the Oumuamua, the very first one that came in 2017. And 1 week before they would have had a chance to get the images with the Arecibo telescope, Hurricane Maria made an appearance and went straight for Puerto Rico. And
it was already shut down when that happened, Gina. We've already talked about this. It was already shut down because the satellite, I mean the not the reflector, but the transmitter thing broke off. They were like, well, it's old. Probably not worth fixing it, and then they abandoned it, and then the hurricane messed it up even more.
They couldn't use the camera, the telescope that they wanted to for very long, maybe a couple hours, and then that was it. They said they wish they would have had more time to get some more data. I believe that the side of my nose is tickling. That's from the good side of the spiritual realm.
God, the fucking nose thing that she does. If the right side of your nose tickles, that means it's from the good side.
I believe that they knew what was coming, and they did not want them to get it. They didn't. These, like, space rocks and stuff. No, they're not space rocks. We know they're not. We know.
The Arecibo telescope is a radio telescope, Gina. It's not going to find physical objects. It reads radio waves.
There's life beyond this life that we have on Earth. There's life beyond humans. There's life beyond the reptilians. So we just got to be vigilant. We truly do. And get done whatever you can get done, truly. And keep your peace on the inside. Try to get watch what you eat. You want to get your body all healthy. You want to get the right nutrients in your body so you can think straight. You want to exercise. That's good for your body too. You want to do preventive maintenance at this time.
I caught one.
Get yourself in
sneaking up on me.
You can start eating more healthier and start drinking probably more water and doing a little bit of exercise.
Oh, are you finally drinking water now, Gina?
However you can get it done. And tune out the negative while being aware of what's happening in the world. Our world is
If you tune out the negative, you're not going to be aware of what's going on in the world, Gina.
changing rapidly, and I believe the stage is set for something else. It's not over.
I think she did, she just learned that water makes it so you don't feel horrible in the summer, because she kept making those, my energy is drained, I always feel bad, and it was the middle of summer, and I think she realized drinking water is what was the problem.
Yet. It ain't over yet. It's not. So I am gonna go, and thank you for coming over here. I haven't really had much time to do any UFO and digging deeper into the other astronomical things that are out there.
I think you're bored of it. I think you have had time. You have nothing but time. You're bored of it.
Just been a little, had a little stuff going on, just a little, but I'm going to get back to it very soon. So, thank you for coming here, and with that being said, hello wherever you are in any part of the world. Hello. From my heart to yours, love you. Have a wonderful rest of your evening if I don't see you anymore tonight. Thank you.
Let's see. So many people want to argue.
Why the arguing? There's so much arguing taking place. Are you all noticing? People are very argumentative. They can't let it go.
I mean, there's big censorship going on right now because of Charlie Kirk. Of course people are fucking arguing, Gina.
Why the arguing?
Most of her videos are one sentence.
You ever notice in the book of Revelation where it says, do not go beyond what is written? You have to ask yourself, why? It sounds like a warning. There's something strange by the moon. And you may say, well, it's Venus, it's Regulus. No, it's something strange by it because
you know it's Venus.
Because it's giving off a bad vibe.
It's Regulus. It's Regulus. Yeah, I need to add that to Gina's.
I grew up with.
Oh god, fuck off. Oh wait, no, this is Shivam Fu. Regular. This is Regulus.
Vibe, a very eerie vibe this morning. It came from a live video. You can see the live video below. We still carry the heartbeat of America on the inside of us. America's heart is still beating. These are my light being friends that I would see at night when I worked second shift on my way home. I really looked forward to seeing them. They were kind of angelic looking, especially this right here. It would be in the road in front of me. It was pretty amazing. It truly was. I really enjoyed seeing them. These are my light.
Is that somebody's tail lights and the phone is shaking or something?
You know that this is a big, big mess in the sky, and it's not airplanes. And look at this chemtrail like. Look what's in it. Look at
It's not airplanes.
at it. It's not natural. It is not.
It is.
You can see some more images. War of the Words.
The War of the Words?
That's what we've got going on, and you can see it. It's like causing a lot of division. But if you think of War of the Worlds also. War of the Words, War of the Worlds.
Is she gonna do a video because she accidentally misspoke now?
Is taking place. And if we were to say, if you think about it like this, you all, there's like a timeline shift that has happened. Really, it's like we have one road. This fly literally followed me from over on my porch all the way here.
Oh yes, here's the Spybot fly.
Just going around in a circle to annoy me. That's right. So we got this one
Everything has to be a personal attack on her.
road. Truly, it truly was one road in the very beginning. And now it seems like there has been a fork in the road. I actually had a vision of this during a live stream when I had my YouTube channel up and going. But there was a fork in the road that occurred, and the road of humanity was going down this old dark road, and the thing ran off. This literally, that fly is not just accidental. It's not. It's meant to try to disturb me. The old path that we were on, there's still people on that old path attached to the old world, but there is a fork in the road that has occurred, and
Oh, this is gonna be a classic. I already know
it's
it.
a new path. There is a splitting. There is a great divide. We are seeing a war of the words. It's all over the place.
That's what she's doing all day. She's making even more firewood. And now she's complaining about all the snakes showing up because the firewood. I bet there's like 10 snakes in that right now.
All over the place. I'm just thinking how that fly would follow me. Just watching, it's probably robotic. It probably is. It's a robotic, it's a tiny nano, like, I don't know, robotic fly. They can make them. Insects that like to spy on you and disrupt you. See, it did a really good job.
You can see how she just on the fly just makes stuff up. It's like, I don't know, probably a robot. Yeah, I'm gonna go with that. It's a robot.
We got a war of the words, and it's just like War of the Worlds, because it's like we got two worlds clashing with one another. Two types of minds that are clashing. You've got, if you think of, you got the good and you got the bad. You got the left, you got the right. You got the black, you got the white. If you think of the checkerboard, black and white. No. It's so evident that some people are not even realizing what's happening. They truly are not. I mean, you can see it. You can see the worst coming out, and it is the hate. It's the hate coming out. It's the bad, bad words. And
Bad
the words have the
words.
power of.
So you don't like Charlie Kirk, right? You don't like his bad words, right? That's what you're gonna say.
Life and death. They truly do. With your words, you can literally destroy a person.
So yeah, like Charlie Kirk was trying to do.
You can You can destroy them. You can destroy their family with just the words of your mouth, because your tongue is like a double-edged sword. It truly is. It has the power of life and death. It can bring forth healing, or it can bring forth destruction. And I'd rather see people's mouth be used for healing instead of destruction. But I'm sorry, we've got a war of the worlds happening, because it's a war of the words that is happening. It's like two mindsets. It's like the scripture. In my inner being, I delight in God's law, but I see another law at work within the members of my body, waging war against the law of my mind and making me a prisoner to the law of sin and death at work within me. What a wretched person I am. That's the Apostle Paul. He admitted it.
Trying to show off with the Bible verses. That's all. That's the only reason she does that. Like, I memorized the Bible. Look at how good I am.
When he wanted to do good, evil was right there with him. Because what he wanted to do, he goes, what I want to do, I do not do. The very thing I hate to do, this is the thing I keep on doing. And I believe this struggle is happening in a lot of people, and they're not even realizing it. They're not. War of the worlds, war of the words. It is a great divide, a great, great divide. And people's words are being used to literally inflict intentional harm on others. Truly intentional. And you can feel the frequency that comes with the words. Even as they come out of my mouth, you can feel the frequency of the words coming out of my mouth. They all have frequency. Your body, you have frequency.
I mean, yeah, there's sounds.
You got an energy field around you. Even when someone types a word on their cell phone or on the computer, it has energy attached to it. It truly does. This is really strange.
What energy does this have?
Followed me. But I'm not surprised. I'll look at it from a spiritual point of view. It's not. It's very distracting. Yeah, it's meant to be annoying. I believe that's how some of these voices out there are. They're meant to distract. They're meant to be annoying, so you can't even focus on what you want to do. You can't even focus on the good you want to do, because there's something annoying out there trying to stop you from doing what you want to do, doing what you want to say. And it would be hard to tune out when you're surrounded by stuff like that. It really would. But your words have the power of life and death. You can use your words to build others up, or you can use your words to tear people down. And it seems like there is a dominance that is out there that is being used against people. They want to tear people and destroy people. There's some of the things I've been reading. I saw something last night. It was extremely disturbing to my spirit. It really was. I still have my X account. I still have my YouTube, the Telegram, the Instagram, the Rumble, and whatever other accounts, but I don't use them. I just use this right here. But it came from the X, and I could not believe the language that was coming from
I don't use the account, but here's me using that account.
Elected officials. The big F word was coming out of this woman's mouth, and the energy that was assigned to her words, it was outright hate. It was outright death.
Fuck equals death.
Death. With her words, she spoke death and called for death. Out of pure evil, out of pure hate.
It is.
I'm sorry, I don't vibrate on that frequency, and when I see things like that, it's a big red flag about the direction where some people are headed.
So
Do not choose that path of hate. It is a war path, and it's not a good war. It's not a good war. You're starting to see what side people are standing on. Truly, there is a divide. I mean, you've already made your decision. There's some people think, well, I'm just going to be on the fence. I'm just going to watch it all play out. It's going to affect you. It is affecting you, because obviously it's got your attention. You're sitting there watching. You're watching it all. It's affecting you. It's affecting our world. It literally interferes with the Earth's frequency. when the Earth's frequency, it needs to raise. It truly needs to raise. And I believe, let me just call it, the darkness doesn't want it to raise, because if the
You don't want it to raise too much, otherwise it's going to turn into gamma rays, and then we're all going to get cancer.
darkness can keep that frequency suppressed and keep people in a bad mood, that's loosh. That is loosh energy.
That's loosh.
And the darkness grows. The more people like that open their mouth, the more the darkness grows. The more powerful the darkness grows.
Fuck, 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 fuck. She was right. Fuck, 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 fuck. Okay.
Let's flip it. The more people who want to speak life, the more people who want to speak peace, and who want to take a good path without destroying people with their tongue, the more we decide to go down that path.
Oh, I've destroyed people with my tongue before.
The more our light will grow. Your light will grow. And I just cannot stop thinking about the custodians that were assigned to the earth. Let me just go UFO. The custodians that were left here, the watchers on the earth, they have failed. They have literally failed in their mission to keep the earth in a harmonic balance. They failed.
Harmonic.
Some of them split and went over to the dark side and literally joined with the darkness. The watchers, the custodians. I'm talking about the Anunnaki. The Anunnaki. They left some on the earth. They were supposed to be watching over. They truly were. And some went all the way to the darkness. They did not uphold their words. They didn't. They didn't. And there is great fear in them. Truly, there is great fear in these people, because they know that there is a prophecy that he is coming back. He's coming back. That there is a great battle that will take place on this earth. A great big battle. It's like the Battle of Armageddon. I believe it takes place because when Jesus left,
I think Gina's point is that she believes in a thing called love.
The earth, when the Anunnaki left the earth, the Anunnaki did exit the earth. They went. But there is a prophecy that they are coming back.
Be right back.
And they're not happy. I can tell you right now,
I will be back.
they are not happy whatsoever. Because the earth is being destroyed. The people are being destroyed. The creation is being destroyed. It's being manipulated. You can imagine anything. No, it's like they're doing everything they can to destroy the creation. Down from the human, down to the animal, down to the earth. Destroy it. Destroy it all. Destroy the earth. Destroy the people. Destroy the creation. That's what they've done. I know people say there's going to be a fake alien invasion. That it's not going to be fake. It's not going to be fake. They know it's not going to be fake. Will they use that Project Bluebeam somewhere in the future? Yeah. Will you be seeing, behold, he's coming with the clouds, and every eye will see him, even those who pierce him. Even the alternative theory, this theory that Jesus was like an alien. He's part of the Anunnaki. The mere fact that these people who are saying this mindset, associating Jesus with the Anunnaki, and knowing that the Anunnaki are very feared people, a feared race of beings, even though they know this, that the Anunnaki are coming back, that Jesus is coming back, that God's going to come back and judge the inhabitants of the earth, even though they know this, they continue doing what they're doing. And when they gather together all the armies of the earth, because there's something coming from out there, there is something coming with the clouds. They know it's coming. They know it. Otherwise, you would not have that gathering for the Battle of Armageddon. You would not have this scripture.
I got this cube coming
where
and
they
just
say they're
to
going to
annoy
hide
me.
in they call to the mountains and the rocks fall on us and hide us from the
The
face of
spy
him
cube.
who lives on the throne. And from his wrath, for the great day of his wrath has come, and who can stand it? Who can stand it? They know it's coming. Perhaps they think they can survive it. Perhaps they think they can beat the Creator. Their Creator. Perhaps they think they're more stronger than their Creator. Like, why would you go against your Creator?
Because you don't believe in it.
Why? It'd be like a person turning on their parents.
Yes. Because people do that if they're bad parents.
Could you imagine that? Their family that took care of them and everything like that. Your parents brought you up, they gave you everything, they gave you a beautiful world to live in.
What if they didn't do that?
And then you turn on them. You think you're too good to whatever. You don't no longer want to listen. You don't
Is this a self-report, Gina? Is that why we never hear anything about your son?
want to listen. You want to do what you want. It's like a child left to their own. No. That's not good. That is not good. No. The darkness has come. It has. And we have a war of the words. And there is a war of the worlds that is taking place. It is two worlds that are clashing. It's like Clash of the Titans.
Two worlds, one family.
It's a clash of what's right and what's wrong. It's we do live in a time when right was wrong and wrong was right. I'm sorry, but your words have the power of life and death. You can't go out there and speak whatever you want and literally destroy someone with your mouth and think there is no
Wow, Gina doesn't like free speech, everybody.
consequences. To the person who goes out there and murders, you cannot go out and murder somebody and think, I should not be in trouble for that. There should not be any consequences because I was just expressing how I feel. Or the person who goes in a store and they
So she's literally saying mean things is murder.
steal and think they should not have any consequences to it. Or the person who goes out there and just starts burning down buildings, think, well, they have a right to it. They're expressing themselves. No, there's consequences. There's consequences when you do things that are against the law on earth. There is a such thing as the law of the lands. There's such thing as a universal law.
There's such thing as the law of the land handbook?
Such thing as a universal code. And what's happening now is the people on earth, some people on earth are breaking the universal code. They're breaking the universal laws. They have literally crossed that line. And that's why they're going to have a battle. They're going to have a great big battle of Armageddon in the future. Do you feel like we're living in the end times, Gina? Absolutely, I do feel like we're living in the end times. Look around. There is evil in their hearts continually. This is before the last destruction of the earth. It's coming in cycles. It's like one great big cycle. There's going to be a great big destruction again. The majority of humanity is going to be wiped out again.
Once that cosmic swear jar gets filled up, we're gonna all die.
And only a few will be saved. Only a few. It's like the Sodom and Gomorrah. If I could find just one righteous, just two righteous. No, we can't find nothing. Take your family and go.
Even the babies?
They go. and the whole city gets destroyed. I mean, you can point things out to people, please turn from your ways. Don't do the things that you're doing. But no, they're not going to listen. They've already chose. They've already decided. There's some people, this is like the mindset. It is, excuse my use of words, hell-bent on causing hell on earth. In any
There's another swear for the swear jar.
way. In any way. And for those who don't believe in the Creator, who don't believe in a higher power like God, and you're totally against people who do, and you go out and do mean and hateful things, well, guess what? You do believe in a God. You absolutely do, because you are doing what that God, the God of darkness, wants you to do, because that darkness is totally against that God of light.
No.
Totally, and you're obeying it. Totally obeying it. Love is the universal law. It truly is. It's supposed to be love. But as a collective, we have moved so far away from it. What's it say? The love of most will wax cold or grow cold. And that's what's happened. The love of most has grown cold. You look around and you say, I cannot believe that people are saying the things that they're saying. I can't believe that they're being allowed to get away with it. It really does make a person feel that we're in some kind of alternate reality. It does. But it's happening. We're in it. We got to survive.
Wait, so she said cold is code, and now she's saying code is cold.
We have literally got to survive it. You're going to have to navigate this messy mess. This oceans of life. It's like a battle zone. It truly is. We're on the stormy seas of life, and there's all these ships, these battleships, and people are firing at each other. They want to
The oceans are now battlefields.
sink them. No.
You sunk my battle. Oh my god, is that literally. You sunk my battleship.
We're on the stormy seas of life, and there's all these ships, these battleships, and people are firing at each other. They want to sink them. No. They want to take each other out.
They want to put little red pegs into each other.
You would
They wanna
expect that
peg
from
each other.
uncivilized civilizations. Really, when you are fighting and warring against each other, I would expect to see something like that from an uncivilized civilization. Like it's kind of like barbarians. Truly, is that what humanity has become? They have de-evolved into barbarians, to their barbaric natures.
I mean, if they're not Roman, yeah.
For some, they have. They've literally they've lost their humanity. And I believe if they ever had it, they forgot what it felt like, what it was, that it ever existed. They do. So it's a war of the words. Reminds me of War of the Worlds, because that's what it feels like. We have a War of the Worlds going on. And it's going to get bad. It is going to get bad. I don't like it. I can't stand it. I cannot stand the hate speech. I cannot stand it when someone uses their mouth to literally speak harm. Even if they don't even physically go out and do it, they speak harm with their mouth. They speak death. They speak violence. It's like a child who goes to school and they get bullied, or
Somebody said Charlie Kirk died when he sucked himself off so hard that he died. His balls exploded and he died of having his balls exploding.
adult in the workplace and they get bullied. Or even in college, you get bullied. Even online, you get bullied. You get harassed online. There's cyberbullying, harassment, slander. It's like slander is out the door. You can slander anybody you want. Truly. If what's happening in the real world's happening in this world too, online. Harassment and death threats and all of this kind of stuff. Hey, I've had this stuff done to me. There's a group on here. There's a hate group on here that literally cannot
Yes, the group. Stop looking at it, Gina. They're not going away.
stand me. And it started with one individual's hate for me.
Do you want to know that one individual story? Let's see. This is the founder of the group. Donna Del Funky, how did she even know you were declared an unfit mother? Why would she say this? She said you and her started out on wrong foot first video. She has said she did nothing to you. You say she has. Your story is awful and sad. I am sorry as a mom, I cannot imagine. How would she know? Did you talk with her and tell her what happened to you? And then here's the founder. I wasn't declared anything. She lied. No, we were fine. She wanted me to edit her pics. I told her what they were, glares, in a comment. She got all huffy, blocked me, and then did this long spew about how I disrespected her in the comments and tried to ruin her credibility. She called me out about 5 times, one saying I had a fatal attraction to her. And a few more, etc., etc., etc. Nothing happened to me. She made it up and lied. She doesn't even know me at the time. She only knows what she sees when she trows on people and their profiles. She is wicked, so I believe in karma and maybe whatever Lopez said. Hopefully Gina will know how it feels to be falsely accused. Gina is 100% a liar. She's vindictive and loves to throw people under the bus, including her hubby. She is evil, evil, evil. But no, I was never declared anything. I provide 24-hour care services to my adult son. He has 40 hours in-home services as well for 22 years. He requires 24-hour care. She is vile and has no idea who she messes with. Open her mouth one too many times. Yeah, so went off on... If that's true, Gina went off on this lady because she told the truth about her pictures.
And they gathered around a few other handful of individuals. It's just always a few. Yeah. Targeting. It's targeting. Targeting hate. Targeting harassment. But you know what you got to do? You got to grow beyond.
They're not harassing you, Gina. They just take screenshots of your videos. Like this one. They share shit like this. This still frame. And they don't go after you. They just talk about it amongst themselves.
Beyond it. Totally grow beyond it. Say, I know you're there. You'll always be there. It's like you'll always have the poor in the land. You'll always have those people who hate. You'll always have those people who love. It's like there's a great divide. It really is, like Lazarus and the rich man, that great big divide. And the rich man, he couldn't cross over the divide. He couldn't. It's a great big. It's what it feels like society is walking toward the great divide. It truly is. It's widening. It's like hell. The mouth of hell had to be widened. That's what it says. The mouth of hell. Well, I've done said a lot. I don't even know what all I said. Yeah, Gina, honey, you went on a ramp. You just rambling on. Well, out of the overflow of the heart, the mouth speaks. I have many things inside here. Many thoughts, just like other people.
Many things to think about.
I'd like to live in a world where there is peace. One day I will. And if it's not on this earth, when I leave this earth, it will be total peace. Yeah. I wish we could leave the bad, the hateful behind us and come together. I really do wish we could do that as a collective, as a race of beings, really a species, a collective. But some will not. You know why they won't? It's like holding 2 magnets together, and if you flip them just the right, they repel each other. You can't make them go together. There's an invisible force there. It's keeping them apart. It's like a great big old force field. They can't come together. They cannot come together. And you know, if it wasn't for the light, The darkness would never be exposed. It's like you go in a dark room, and you don't know what's going on in that dark room. But when the light switch is switched on, you can see everything that's going on.
And then your husband turns it off.
You truly can. If it wasn't for the darkness, a person would not have seen the light. Absolutely. But somebody had to turn on that light. Hey, Galileo. Yeah.
Galileo!
So I'm going to go. I didn't want to do a long video. I've been trying to stay away from long videos. I truly have. But I just, no, I don't like it. The energy, and a lot of people can feel it. It's a war of the worlds and a war of the words. And I don't think it's going to die down. We just need to be aware and just brace ourselves. Brace yourself for what's coming. Anchor yourself on the inside right here. Love's got to be your anchor right there. Anchor yourself. Stay true to yourself. And when the storm comes, that was a big bumblebee, a wood-boring bee, you'll be able to survive the storm. You really will. Like the people say, I am the storm. There's a storm coming against you. You'll be able to survive it. You will. So I'm going to go and war of the worlds, war of the words. With that being said, hello, wherever you are in any part of the world. Hello. From my heart to yours, love you. Have a wonderful rest of your afternoon. And thank you for coming over here to the Facebook. This is the only place I'll be posting. I have been posting.
I think she's bored of QAnon. I think it's too complicated for her, so she just kind of like implied she was into it to like have her fans go like poggers, and then she was like, okay, I'm bored of this.
And I like it. I do like it. I can do little short reels too. Have a wonderful rest of your afternoon.
Well, let's see if we can find another dumb one. Is this about the Etsy witches cursing Charlie Kirk? Let's see.
A group of people on Earth had bad intentions for another group of people and tried casting spells thinking they would destroy the righteous group. Then the spells backfired on the group trying to cast the spells that would destroy. So now they are urgently trying to cancel the spells before the full moon. The spells can't be broken, but each time they try canceling the spell, the noose gets more tight around them. I hope they get right with righteousness. But they should have never tried casting spells on these individuals in the first place. Vengeance has always belonged to God. That did happen.
What are you fucking talking about? Time for a dance of renewal. The clock is ticking, ticking away to the time when we will reach the inevitable crossroads, and then we will be left to make that inevitable and irreversible decision that will set the course for the rest of our lives here on the earth, this earth.
There is a yellow egg-shaped object that shows up in the sky as I'm taking my picture. I believe that it's interdimensional, and I've never seen anything quite like that ever before. This happened on September the 17th. There is a yellow...
You can see the clip-on lens, too.
I am trying to see what that is. Can't see it. You can see the object in the sky. It's literally right here, Canada, France, Hawaii, telescopes. It's not a cloud at all. You can see the object.
The sun god is mad. He's angry.
Can we say that he is mad? You can clearly see his face right here. You can see his face.
Okay, now what the hell are you talking about? I can like every once in a while I can make out what she's actually notices. This time I'm like, what the hell are you talking about?
See it?
I guess maybe she's talking about like that's the eye, that's another eye, that's the nose, that's the mouth. Mad!
He's mad. Also, you can see a ship right here. A light ship. But he is mad. And this was another face also. Right there. You can see his eyes. His pupils. You can see it in the grayscale negative right here. He's angry. He's very angry. You can see it in the inverted mode. He's angry. He's angry.
I don't know why that's so funny.
He's mad.
Wow, both?
Can we say that he is mad? You can clearly see his face right here. You can see his face.
The filth of Saruman.
You know that scene on Lord of the Rings where it says the filth of Saruman is washing away? I believe that's getting ready to take place. You know that...
Saruman's not real, Gina. I don't think she knows who Saruman is.
I know you're probably thinking, what is that? It is a star, and you can tell it does not look like a star. It looks like some type of life form. So I'm going to go, and with that being said, hello, wherever you are in any part of the world. Hello, from my heart to yours. Love you.
She says it's not a star, but it's a life form, but that doesn't look like anything, Gina.
Look at this. It says remove from the grid. When I was on my Instagram, I wanted to remove a video that I had deleted off of Facebook, a little bitty reel. And when I did, it says remove from the grid.
From the main grid, Gina, because it's in a grid pattern. Like, I messaged Julian. I want QAA to do a Alatra episode so badly. And Julian never responds to his DMs ever. So I'm like, come on, come on! Okay, Charlie Kirk dance.
Think of your fellow man, lend him a helping hand, put a little love in your heart. You see it's getting late, oh please don't hesitate, put a little love in your heart, and the world.
Okay, I don't want to get muted. Okay, let's watch a couple more Cindy's until I get to the 3-hour mark. Then I'll probably end it.
Hey there, everybody. I'd like to present the Natural Law Church Worldwide's Statements of Understanding and Doctrine. We understand God to be the groan of chaos and response of potential.
The groan? You mean like this?
United in constructive wave interference, forming a light which now holds the universe in perpetual creation. We understand humanity to be extensions of God, heirs of creation, and responsible for the world we inherit. We understand humanity to hold superiority over any and all governing services.
The private party
and
cannot rise
declare
anymore.
that the maxims of love,
I forgot about that one.
The private party cannot rise anymore.
responsibility, and statements of clarification, which describe what is required for the sustainment of human life on earth, stand as the foundation for individual
Only
self-governance
Jesus can
and the
satisfy a
practice
man.
for maintaining wholeness among all living systems. We understand the statements contained in the Court of Ages Law of the Land Handbook to be the expression of natural law and stand as the law of the land worldwide. And so, it is.
I'm coming. I love it.
This was one of those days when
Just
I
one of
had to
those
fly
days.
by the seat of my pants because my thoughts are sort of bottlenecking. You know, you ever see these really smart people, like Elon Musk, try to talk and he's like a stuttering. Well, I'm not sure why they do that, and I'm definitely not on his level.
Yeah, that's true. That's true, Cindy. You're not on Elon Musk's level. You're
brain-wise. But when my thoughts get bottlenecked, I feel stuttery. Well, what do I say next? I could say, there's a gazillion things I could say. And when it comes to the divine council, there are a gazillion ways to approach them. Now, for the sake of children, the simplest way would be to say, all the lions, tigers, and bears, all of the villains and all of your fairy tales and stories, the wolf, and the Little Red Riding Hood story, the cannibal witch, and Hansel and Gretel, and the witches and, all the ghouls you could think of as a
What are you looking at, Smooth?
divine council. Why divine? Well, it's summed up at the end of these stories because the characters are always better at the end because of what all they went through. They're changed. They are transformed. And there's a musical called Into the Woods that depicts that whole concept. So that's for the kids. Now for the adults, we need to nuance this so we're not confused. And again, if I pause, it's because I could go many, many angles. Angles. There's a place to start. Mountains, angles.
What?
There's a scripture about that. Let me pause the video and look it up. Okay, I found it. I'm using the King James Bible, Isaiah 40, and I'm just going to start there. Comfort, yes, comfort my people, says your God. Speak comfort to Jerusalem and cry out to her that her warfare is ended, that her iniquity is pardoned, for she has received from the Lord's hand double for all her sins. The voice of one crying in the wilderness, prepare the way of the Lord, make straight in the desert a highway for our God. Every valley shall be exalted, and every mountain and hill brought low. The crooked places shall be made straight, the rough places smooth. The glory of the Lord shall be revealed, and all flesh shall see it together, for the mouth of the Lord has spoken. The voice said, cry out, And he said, well, what should I cry? All flesh is grass, and the loveliness is like the flower of the field. All flesh is grass. I'm going to keep going. The grass withers, the flower fades. You guys got to know something. I did not read that before I wore this top. The grass withers, the flower fades because the breath of the Lord blows on it. Surely the people are grass. The grass withers, the flower fades, but the word of our God stands forever. So that brings to mind the question that I think a lot of people have as to why secret societies venerate John the Baptist. It's almost like they don't even acknowledge Jesus. John is the guy. Well, if you read Isaiah, a voice in the one crying in the wilderness to make the path straight. John came to make the path straight for Jesus so people could understand him. Without somebody to make the path straight, nobody was going to understand what Jesus was saying. Well, what happened to John? He got arrested and beheaded.
John was a zombie.
So, you've heard me say Jesus failed. Was the failure on the part of Jesus, or was it because somebody came along and shut the guy up who was making Jesus make sense? Good question. So that's in Matthew chapter 3. In those days, John the Baptist came preaching in the wilderness of Judea and saying, repent, for the kingdom of heaven is at hand. For this is he who was spoken of by the prophet Isaiah, saying, the voice of one crying in the wilderness, prepare the way of the Lord, make his path straight. John himself was clothed in camel's hair, with a leather belt around his waist, and his food was locusts and wild honey. Okay.
So he ate the bugs?
Of course, a lot of people thought he was the Christ. And he said, no, not me. That guy. So what does that have to do with the divine council? Well, I don't know of any scholar better at explaining the divine council than Michael Heiser. So anything you see on YouTube of him explaining this, I think there's a channel called John 14 something, where he talks about the divine council and explains it beautifully. So you don't have to buy his book. I don't have his book. I ordered it, but it hasn't gotten here yet. So,
oh, another prop.
I'm not going to repeat what he says. I'm going to let you do that research on your own. What Michael Heiser teaches is the biblical and the Enochian perspective. The Bible was being written to a certain culture of people in a certain time in history. But we've got to understand it in the now somehow. How are we going to do that? Well, in my opinion, it's not that hard. Why did there need to be somebody to make Jesus' path straight? Now remember, I read a verse to you a while back out of Philippians. Remember Philippians 2:5? Let this mind be in you, which was also in Christ Jesus, who being in the form of God, did not consider it robbery to be equal with God, but he made himself of no reputation, taking the form of a bondservant and coming in the likeness of men. Likeness. So he's a reflection, like a mirror. And some of you know, like the moon. The moon is a mirror of Earth, right? But I don't have a mirror with me, but if you...
It's more of a mirror of the sun?
Look at your face in your mirror in the bathroom, it's going to be backwards. Why? Is it because our eyes are curved and we see everything upside down? And our brain has to retranslate our 2D eyesight to a 3D right side up image in order to see things right side up? So the moon has everything flipped. So how are we going to see it straight? Well, we're talking literal stuff here.
What the fuck are you talking about then?
The moon is not phase conjugate. A phase conjugate mirror. Let's see if I can explain this. No matter
can't.
what angle you shine the light on a phase conjugate mirror, it's going to shine it right back and reverse it in time so that we can see things straight. That's what John the Baptist came to do. Help us see things straight. Help us hear Christ's message straight.
So John the Baptist is the moon.
Christ, crystal, reflections.
Feel Your Touch, a slow, sensual love song. Dr. Dawn in formal attire.
Oh yeah.
Let's go.
I've longed so much, words are not enough. I want to feel your touch. It's hard to explain, hope it's not in vain. A feeling so great, it's stuck in my brain. Please find the time to think about me. I wanted you for so long. We are so far flung, my love is so strong. All my feelings wrong, seeing you I can't prolong. I've never had such a crush. Thoughts of you make me blush. I want you so much. I need to feel your touch.
This is his law firm's website.
I'll finally feel your touch.
Does he link his music?
Wanted for so long. Your touch, your kiss, your love. With you, that's where I belong. I want my hands all over your skin to feel your beauty. It's like it's a sin. You and me, skin to skin. Yeah, skin to skin. I've never had such a crush. Thoughts of you make me blush. I want you so much. I need to feel your touch. I'll finally feel your touch. I've wanted it for so long. Your touch, your kiss, your love. With you, that's where I belong.
Night.
Yeah. Uh-huh. That's right. Your smile is a delight. Your body's just right. Our passion will be bright. I hope it's tonight. You're a dream come true.
You are super tight.
You give me such a rush. All I want to do is feel your touch. I never had such a crush. Thoughts of you make me blush. I want you so much. I need to.
I feel I'm gonna. Oh gosh.
I'll finally
Bye-bye, everybody. Bye-bye.